It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for February 16th through 20th, 2026. This was a weird week.
It was a weird week.
So I took it for the Port Charles pipeline. Quick correction for me. Robin did not shoot the kidnapper, and I don't know how that wound up in the Faison part 2 or anything.
Okay.
I went back and I took it out of the audio. So if you listen to it like after Thursday afternoon, it was probably gone.
Okay.
I think I accidentally wrote like Robert, but then I couldn't find, or I think I wrote Robin instead of Robert, but then
That's
couldn't
what
find.
I was thinking, but as we read it, I was like, maybe, I mean.
But right, like if she was at home by herself, it wouldn't have been a surprise. But there was just like something as I was listening to it, I'm like, no, that really doesn't sound right. And then I was not going down the rabbit hole of trying to find the exact moment that perhaps Robert did. So I just took it out. So
Perfect.
If you listen to it, nobody wrote it.
Well, there you go.
But I feel the need that I feel like that was a big enough thing that should be corrected.
Yes.
But we just got a couple emails. Holly, the governor cannot appoint congressmen. Although I feel like by the time that day was over or the next day was over, that was corrected.
Right. They asked for a recommendation. But yes, I did think the same thing that day. I was like, pretty sure that's not how that works. So.
Hi, ladies. While I'd love to see Alexis replace Drew in Congress, she could only do so through a special election. Governors can appoint a senator to complete a term, but not a congressman. Until that election is held, the district goes unrepresented. Interesting. We learned a lot about different ways that this could all work. And then Holly wrote again.
I love Holly.
Luke preview. Sorry for the second email. I just saw the preview for the Luke tribute and sobs were rising. I'm sure at least 2 of us will be in tears. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Holly, spoiler alert, 3.
Yeah.
JD cried too. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we'll have thoughts.
Yes.
We'll get there. You guys all know that'll be last.
Right.
But speaking of JD, we will be doing Faison Part 3 this upcoming Thursday. It is 1990 to 2000. I think it's just 2000. It might go into 2001, but it's at least 99 and 2000.
Perfect.
Do you have anything? I feel like there wasn't really anything.
Did you see that they are releasing another Toy Story and that the actress that will be doing the voice for Bonnie is Ardonna?
Aww.
I know. I'm so excited.
I knew that they were doing the 5th one, but I didn't know that. No. Aww.
I'm so excited. I love Toy Story.
Soon.
Yes.
We have to stop saying that because some people stay.
That is true.
But yeah, I really don't feel like there was anything that happened this week. So for Hulu headlines, on Monday, Maxie is stunned. Nathan is blindsided. Rick takes Elizabeth on a date.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie and Jason catch up. Britt takes a big risk. On Tuesday, Laura surprises Alexis. Tracy has words for Sidwell. Rick questions Sunny. Lucas is adamant. And Dante makes an admission to Michael. On Wednesday, Willow makes a revelation to Nina. Brooklyn counsels Spinelli. Lulu opens up to Laura, Nathan confides in Dante, and Christina encourages Cody. On Thursday, Maxie's loved ones welcome her home. Rick makes a stunning claim. Willow delivers news to Drew. Michael is in the hot seat, and Alexis makes an observation. And then on Friday, the citizens of Port Charles remember the late Luke Spencer.
We're going to avoid Friday.
Yep.
And
for now. We'll get there.
I think out of everything, I was struck by Britt being so dumb as to message Jason and be like, hey, meet me at that place that we met at before for them to hook up again. I understand not wanting to let a guy that you care about go, especially Jason. He's very delicious, but your life is on the line. And more importantly, your life-saving medication is on the line. What are you doing?
Right. And it's something that he understands too. Like he's trying to help you recreate it or try to find a way for somebody to recreate it so that you don't have to be under Sidwell's thumb. Yeah.
I was very, again, I understand. I don't know that I would have the strength to not call him up either, but I was very disappointed that she went ahead and reached out to him. And then she was like, oh, I'm so glad you understood my message. Like, who else is that going to be from? Come on.
Who else is going to send a boat, snowflake, and a heart?
Right.
I do think that it was more of her having the conversation about like Maxie coming back and stuff and like not missing out on things. And, you know, the whole, I realized that I was throwing my life away, wasting time, blah, 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 blah.
100%, except for, unfortunately for her, she still has someone in major control of her life that she can't just continue to make that decision. And if she's going to make that decision, she really is choosing to not have this medication because Sidwell's going to cut her off, if not kill her.
Yeah. So Nathan told Britt the possibility of their dad being alive. She didn't seem to think that he is.
Nope. See, me and Britt on the same side.
I still think he is, but I think that but Britt probably doesn't know. I was very surprised by Liesl barging in, telling Nathan that he had to run to Maxie's side because she was awake and that they're meant to be. And, you know, I really appreciated Nathan being like, she moved on.
Right.
You know, and at the core of all of this, why are we not remembering that Maxie had a heart attack?
Right.
How about we slow down the stress a little bit for her?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. I was shocked that Felicia told her as quickly as she did. Like, I know that James mentioned it, and so I'm surprised, though, that they didn't pull James aside and be like, listen, we're going to tell mommy, absolutely, but it's kind of a shock. You know how you were shocked and mommy's still recovering from this thing. So we're going to wait a little bit. And then same thing, send Nathan a text. I mean, we saw him call Felicia and Felicia say like, oh, I was going to let you know. For her to say, could you keep your distance for a little bit so that we can kind of ease her back into life? It's not like Spinelli was rushing to propose to her to like get that done before she sees Nathan or something like that. Like no one was trying to pull one over on her. She could just take the time to recuperate after being gone for 6 months.
And it was this week, was the week that, wasn't it? He died 8 years ago, like around this time of year. Because I remember, wasn't his funeral in the winter?
It was in the winter, but I don't remember what month it was in. And I didn't look at he was wiping his tombstone. I didn't look at it.
Yeah.
I didn't see what date it was.
I didn't even look.
That's funny. I didn't even think about it.
But so Maxie and Felicia are talking about him being alive. And she was like, yeah. And so Britt is too.
Right.
And then Maxie's like, okay, so Faison is too. And it's still, everyone is so adamant. No. Only his kids come back to life. He doesn't come back to life.
But that still
Maxie's
presents
like,
a problem.
It sounds like he could be though, Mom.
Right. And that still presents a problem for Maxie because his other child is Peter that she doesn't want to come back to life. So.
Right. The father. And the thing is, Faison is one of her kids' grandfather. Bailey Lou is Peter's. So Faison is Bailey Lou's grandfather.
But isn't he James then too?
Yeah, he would also be James. Yep.
What are you talking about? Okay.
So two-thirds of her kids. Sorry.
That's all right. It's been a long day.
It's that whole thing that like you forget that because Peter just kind of came out of nowhere.
Peter did come out of nowhere, but I was wondering if I had messed up that like Faison was Nathan's dad, like raised Nathan, but no, he didn't raise Nathan. And I'm like, okay,
Right,
is
right,
this
right.
like a Cassadine thing? It's actually Faison's brother's Nathan's dad. Like,
Right.
where am I
No,
at? So
no,
no,
I
they
was forgetting that James is also, even though we literally just talked about that when we discussed the fact that it's the whole supporting of my theory of Nathan having half of his brain is because he is Faison's son. And
yes,
that's why Maxie got the testing done while she was pregnant with James to see if, yep, it
yes.
is 10 o'clock on Friday night, guys. It's been a week.
So yeah, Maxie does not want Faison alive, and she does not want Faison's other child, Peter, to be alive. That would be a problem for her.
Yeah. But she
So
doesn't want to go to sleep because she's worried she won't wake up.
yes, yes. I mean, that's a rational thought, I feel like.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't know. I was just surprised at how fast they moved all of that. Like even the doctors, do they really clear you that fast? Like,
She's
okay.
leaving the next day to fly home
Right. Right. Like
again.
I understand if
There's
you're not
pressure or something going on.
right. Like, okay, maybe you don't need to be
How
in
soon after a heart attack induced coma can you fly? Usually require a waiting period. After a heart attack and induced coma, flying is generally safe only after the condition is stable, usually requiring a wait period of 2 to 4 weeks for uncomplicated cases. So I'm guessing someone who, doesn't have a heart transplant would be considered uncomplicated. I
right.
feel like someone that has one is probably a more complicated situation, 4 to 6 weeks or longer for more severe cases.
Maybe
Because
because
she
it was a
also has
short flight.
Kawasaki's.
Right. Maybe it was a short flight, so they were okay with it. They got the direct flight.
I think it's the pressure though. I don't think it's the time. I think it's the altitude.
I would agree. But yeah, I was just surprised. Like there wasn't okay, you can go home, but we have to come back in 2 weeks. Like they were acting like, oh, she's discharged and all is right with the world and we never have to talk about it again.
Right.
And even that party, like I understand everyone is excited that she's just come out of the coma, but we didn't have a party like that for Lulu, right?
No, but Lulu ran away. Remember?
She did.
But still, I mean, she's not saying that she should not have received a welcome home party, but no, she did not get.
Yeah, that was a lot of people. That was a lot of people at once.
But also, Lulu's kids are older. So, I mean, like they're still young kids though, but I feel like they might be. I feel like that party was probably more for James and Bailey Lou.
Probably. Right.
They probably were like, okay, well, we have to throw a party for mom to come home.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like they would have kept it to welcome home with Spinelli and her and the kids. Maybe Mac and Felicia like stopping in, but I don't know that she needed to see Brooklyn and Lulu and everyone else at the same time.
Well, I don't think Brooklyn was supposed to. No, because Chase was there, so never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She was going over to get the house ready, and Spinelli was there. And
Yes.
because what the brown dog, Liesl, seriously said
That
to
made
him,
me
"Thank
so
you
mad.
for keeping Maxie's family together while Nathan was dead, but he's back now, so bye."
Yeah. Which I feel like is insensitive even for Liesl because she knows that Spinelli loves Maxie and loves those kids. If she would have said, I assume you're going to respect them enough to let them figure it out. I assume that you're not going to make it difficult if they want to get back together or something like that. I could see her saying something like that. But just acting like, oh, you were a placeholder. You can move out now. Nathan's moving in tomorrow.
Right.
Ridiculous. And Nathan, I don't know why Nathan isn't speaking up for himself and saying, I don't want to be with her. Like, that's the bottom line. Not that it's just up to him, obviously, but he doesn't even want that back. He's interested in Lulu now. And he even said the only reason that he would try to make things work with Maxie again would be if that's what James wanted.
Yeah, and that's not a good reason to save a marriage, is because that's what your kids want.
No. And especially because that wouldn't be fair to Georgie and Bailey Lou either.
Right.
So it's not like James is the only kid that exists. There's a whole family there. Hello?
Yeah.
I did. I felt bad for Spinelli. And I did appreciate Lulu for 5 seconds when she was also feeling bad for Spinelli talking to Laura.
She straight up said she's a bad friend, though.
She is a bad friend.
She's like, she would give me impeccable manicures, and here I am kissing her husband.
Yep.
I did like the confidence though that Spinelli got when he was talking with Liesl, and she said, "Oh, what did she say? True love always." It was something like along the lines of like true love always wins or something like that. And he's like, "Yep, you're right. It does."
Yes. Right. They have a pretty romantic story themselves. Not that it's always built on romance anyway, but the fact that they were together and broke up and found their way back to each other, like that's a pretty substantial thing after everything.
And how sweet was Jason
I
talking
know.
to him too? And he's like, "Dude, are you even listening to yourself? Like Maxie loves you.
Right.
Like, you're just as great as Nathan, you know?" Spinelli's a cutie. Like I don't he's not got the he doesn't have the smoldering, piercing blue eyes and like rough ruggedness of like
Right.
mountain man, but he's an attractive man, you know?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. His kindness and his love for her and the kids can beat out the most sexiest man. Like, he's just amazing. And she seems to be on that same page. Like, she said to him, "Thank you for keeping our family together." And he tried to give credit to all the people that helped. And she was like, "Yes, but at the end of the day, it was you." And even made the joke, like, "I had 3 kids when I left, and I came back to 3 kids. And James is difficult to keep alive. So good job."
Yep. I do like all that.
Yeah, I think it's sweet, and I'm here for the mushiness between the two of them that I'm hoping transpires for her to reassure him that that's what she wants is for them. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the last thing that he said to her, well, it was before she got transferred, but she was already in the coma, was that he was going to propose to her the second that she woke up. And Brooklyn also helping him pull it together and, dress a little bit more dapper and get
yeah,
more confidence too,
yeah. But I like that Maxie's not making it a big deal. I don't know if that's the right words for it, but like he walked in and was like, "Oh, I missed you coming in." And she was like, "Do you want me to do it again?" Like, it's
Right.
not a big deal. And he's like, "No, no, I'm just so happy that you're home." I would kind of like it if Maxie ended up proposing to him, just to give him that reassurance that
Oh,
like
yes.
she absolutely is picking him.
That would be great.
I'm
Yes,
not
yes, 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 yes.
I am the true romantic usually that totally goes for the guy proposing, but in this case, I think that
Girls
would be really
proposing can be
sweet.
romantic. Yes.
Yeah, I think this would be the right setting for that.
Yes. And I think that she and Nathan just have to have a talk, which apparently we're going to get in a cemetery.
Oh, I was so mad about that cliffhanger though. It was traditional Friday cliffhanger type. She sees him and is like, "Nathan?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, something." And then it's nope, it's over. It's done.
Yep.
Nothing until Monday.
I understand letting her go out for a walk by herself. However, again, she just got out of a coma, has heart problems,
Right?
and it's cold.
Right. And they have no idea where she went. She just went for a walk.
Right.
It's not like she
So,
even said, "I'm going to the park because that's my favorite place," or whatever. She just left.
yeah, someone should have definitely gone with her.
Hopefully she has her cell phone at least. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Not sure about that one.
We could go back to the brown dog with Brooklyn telling Chase that Maxie's alive. Alive, awake.
Awake.
But they had discussed trying to start a family.
Yeah, they moved fast with that. Like, I guess
Yeah.
when they decide something, they decide it because Chase was sweet and was saying, "I hope you don't think that I'm pushing you. I'm not trying to," well, because they had the conversation at the brown dog and then they were talking about like how cute Maxie's family was and her with all of her kids and stuff. And so he said, "I don't want you to feel like I'm pressuring you." And she was like, "No, I'm ready." And then 5 seconds later, they're in the office with Alexis having a conversation, or they were at the house with Alexis sitting there having the conversation. I'm like, "Is she going to find you a baby at 9 o'clock at night?" I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Calm down.
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of still hope that they end up pregnant on accident.
Part of me agrees, but also part of me is really concerned that Chase is going to be going to jail. And so I don't want that for Brooklyn
Yeah, that's true.
because we saw him go to the police station to sign off on his paperwork for his pay adjustment
Mm-hmm.
and then told Dante, well, just told Nathan, well, did anyone even bother checking Michael's key rings? First of all, seriously, no one bothered to check everybody's key rings to see who had keys to Drew's house.
Right.
And also, Drew doesn't have any kind of a smart doorbell.
No one has cameras in that town.
And I feel like he has a keypad. He's a keypad man, I feel.
Right.
But so he put it in Nathan's head, and then when Dante came back and Nathan's basically like, "Hey man, did we look at..." Sorry, Nathan has such a booming voice.
I like your man voice. Go ahead.
But because in the meantime, Molly had told Nathan that she was going to be recusing herself from the case. And then Chase actually apologized to Molly. And then Nathan was like, "Did anyone check Michael's keys?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I guess we really should cross all of our T's and dot all of our I's, huh? Like we really should make sure no stone goes unturned." And then Turner called Dante out into the hallway and was like, "Listen, I'm getting myself away from this case. We know Michael did not do it. Like you cannot keep pursuing this when you know he didn't do it."
Right. And we're going to look dumb enough for thinking that it was Willow and then the jury finding her not guilty. We can't bring another not guilty suspect up.
Right. And so Nathan goes over to the Quartermaines, has a warrant for Michael's keys, and to look basically everywhere. And Tracy's like, "Nope, I'm going to go call Diane. You zip it and walk away." Chase is behind him because Michael was actually trying to make peace with Chase and was like, "Listen, man, we got to live here together.
Right.
How are we going to do this?" And Chase is just like not having it.
Nope.
And then that's when Tracy walked in and was like, "You have got to quit saying that Michael shot Drew. He didn't do it. And if you keep going down this road," like she's like, "You make my granddaughter happy, but you are in the wrong family if you keep this up. Like,
yeah,
back off." So then Michael just hands over the keys. And he was like, "I'm not going to get interfere in a investigation. I have nothing to hide. So here's my keys. Take them. I don't care." And Chase looked surprised. So I had a thought that maybe Michael saw the key, took it off, and then was waiting for Chase to be like,
"Oh, that would have been good. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I know for a fact that there was a key there." And then it's like, "Okay, Chase, so how do you know that? And we all know that you were trying to get Willow off."
Right.
Things like that. But then it turns out that they actually took it back to the lab, and one of the keys does match Drew's door. And how did it get mentioned to Wiley?
I don't know. So Wiley
was talking to him. Rick was on the phone.
Because they were getting ready to go. Rick was there because they were getting ready to take the kids over for their visitation. Yeah. And that's whenever Michael got the phone call that said that one of the keys well, I guess they didn't say one of the keys matched, but they said something that they had investigated had turned up something, and that was really all they had done. So.
Sorry, I don't understand okay, we're literally walking out the door to take the kids to see Willow. Can I drop them off first and then calm down? No, man, you gotta get here now.
Right. Like, it's on the way. It'll be all right.
Right.
And I have Rick with me that's an attorney. He's not going to let me, like, flee the country. Exactly. And, I'm not going to do that I'm not going to drop the kids. If I'm fleeing the country, the kids are coming with me. I'm not giving them to Willow and then fleeing the country. Not happening.
Exactly. No. So then Rick says something to Wiley about the keys, and he said, "Oh, you mean the keys that Uncle Chase had?"
I love Wiley.
And Rick immediately calls and is like, "Michael, you don't say a single thing." And Michael's like, "I feel like I'm being set up." And he said, "You are?"
Yeah.
So I feel like Chase is totally going down.
He absolutely is. And then that is going to put Willow in the position of, is she going to let Chase take the fall for her, or is she going to come clean?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like she has loyalty to anyone, but maybe she would to Chase, because he was so like puppy dog for her the whole time she was on trial.
Maybe. Oh, Michael was also trying to make amends with Dante way before that, like earlier in the week. And I thought he was so kind. And he's like, "Listen, I trust you. I just don't trust the legal system."
Right.
Because Dante was basically trying to say, "Listen, you need to own up to this." And he's like, "If I did, I would, but I didn't."
Exactly. And Dante, you understand why I don't trust the legal system. You were there.
Well, and Dante has the guilt over why he doesn't.
Right.
So I think that for him saying, like, "I trust you, I just don't trust them." But then they each called each other out on their respective qualities that they share with their dad.
Mm-hmm. I just don't know what Dante wants from Michael. Like, other than admitting that he did it, what do you want me to say? I've told you I haven't done it. You should be able to trust that.
Right. Oh, and then Rick and Sonny had been having lunch at the Metro Court earlier in the week, and Turner came over and was like talking to them about Rocco's community service and how he's doing great and how he's going to get done with his hours so much sooner. And Rick is like, "Why is she talking to you? Why is she making a point of sitting with you in public?
Right.
I mean, I know you don't like Rick, but I really think that Rick is going to save Sonny's butt or Michael's butt in all of this. And he's going to wind up. Okay, Kim just said that she thinks it would be interesting if Christina got with Turner. Because I was going to say, what if Rick winds up getting with Turner? But after this week.
No, we can't have the Corinthos. I know Rick's not a Corinthos technically, but the Corinthos men fighting over the same woman again.
Right.
They've done
right.
that.
Right. Well, and also, even though we did something stupid this week, we still love Liz and we don't want her to be hurt again.
Right.
Again.
Right. How did he take her? How did he take her to the hatchet range after he picked her up in that dress?
Okay, I'm wondering, did they meet there?
Okay.
I had the same exact thought because I'm like, he is not a dumb man. He very easily could have been like, he thought to himself, like, I need to go somewhere else, and then been like, oh, wait, my reservation got canceled. Oh, what are we going to do? Well, I heard there's an axe throwing place down the road.
Yes.
Have it wind up being the Axeidental.
You're such a dork.
Wasn't even intentional.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Like she can't have fun and
Right. I'm surprised she continued on with that date. I'd have been like, I'm going home, thanks. You just insulted me. I know how to have fun. But
Liz knows how to have fun.
Yes.
She's also a single mom.
Mm-hmm. And when you invite me out on Valentine's Day and I put on this dress, I don't expect to go axe throwing.
Right. We need Liz to just be alone on Valentine's Day. No marrying somebody, no kissing of exes.
Nope.
Like this is, okay, granted it was fake Lucky last year, but that was the day that they had her kiss fake Lucky.
Yeah. And
now we're kissing Rick because he fell.
Right.
I know that I am 100,000% biased and that I just want her with Lucky. And I am 100% aware of it. But I really feel like Rick was onto something when he was telling Molly, I just want her as a friend. I think that they would be really good friends the way that she is with Jason. And maybe if we saw them slow burn to this point, but I still feel like this was too fast. Yeah, he's been back for a while.
Right.
But it seemed like he was accepting the fact that they were not going to have a romantic relationship anymore. And I kind of like that,
or even if he would have said to her, oh, you don't have plans on Valentine's Day? Why don't we go be two friends grabbing a beer on Valentine's Day? Let's go to the axe throwing place. And her show up in some cute jeans and a cute shirt. And if something, a few months from now happened from that, I would be okay with that. But it being an official date, I did not know.
Yeah. And her getting that dressed up that early.
Right.
It felt forced. It didn't feel natural. We've seen them talking, and to this point, she's been very, very, very adamant about, no, we're not getting back together. And it seemed like he finally got that.
Mm-hmm. Right. They could use these next couple months to build fun things like the axe throwing place as friends to turn it into something more. But it doesn't need to happen as quickly as they're doing it.
Yeah.
And it was weird having Molly and Christina show up there. Like, what was that? Like, oh, we should go somewhere. Oh, we went to the axe throwing place, but I'm not going to say hi to my dad. Like, that's weird too.
Or my brother.
Molly, yeah. I don't get it.
Okay. Although, as single women, well, Molly's single-ish. She's in a situationship, as the kids say.
Yes.
Right? That's a situationship, is her and Cody?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Like the rage rooms, the stuff like that. Like that's a very intense thing. That's where, they should have bring the picture of your ex and put it on the bullseye type thing. Like that would have been something for, and like how Jacinta and Michael, even though they are together, they're not, I don't know, they're in such a cute place. So it's like, I felt like they were playing it safe with, okay, we're going to go do something for the night, but we're not making it romantic.
Right.
We're going to spend Valentine's Day together, but it's not about love. It's not about any of that. It's just about, we enjoy each other's company. We want to spend the night together. So I like that. I like that she called it. I'm not buying that he can't figure out his scotch.
Right.
I'm not buying it.
No, absolutely not.
But she had him do a taste test. She said that, places like that are always watering down liquor. I don't know about New York, but like you can get in some serious trouble for that in PA.
Right.
And that's not a dive bar. That's not a hole in the wall establishment. So I feel like places like that aren't the ones that are watering down the liquor.
Right. Right. They're like drinks that are on special, maybe the lower end, but if you order something that is top shelf, it should be top shelf.
Like if LCB came in there and liquor control board, do they have a liquor control board?
Doesn't everyone have a liquor control board?
I don't know. Remember, Pennsylvania's weird because remember like when we couldn't sell
Oh.
alcohol on Sundays and stuff like that?
I do remember that. Coming from Ohio, you guys were weird as heck. And you're still weird because some of the stores still don't sell it. Like some of the grocery stores still don't sell alcohol here that you can absolutely buy in Ohio.
I mean, theirs is called the Liquor Authority. So yeah, they basically have something. So
Okay.
yeah, guys, if you really want something fun to look up fun alcohol related laws in Pennsylvania. Like it was only in the past 15 years that we actually got alcohol in grocery stores.
Yep. And even then it's like mini sizes. My kids, seriously, every time that we go to Ohio, because and like all of the grocery stores, they just sell single cans. My girls or my daughter that's of legal drinking age is like, I just want to buy one can of everything to try it. And I'm like, well, don't try it all at once. But that is the point, is that you don't have to buy a whole 6-pack and then realize you hate lemonade, whatever. You can just buy one can and try it.
Yeah.
So just trying to save you money.
Great. Yeah, guys, we have what's called state stores.
So weird.
Yep. But Christina and Molly came after dinner with Alexis, which
Yes.
Christina is still not understanding why. It's an issue that she gave it to me to read. Yeah.
Right.
She gave it to you to read.
Right. There's a difference between reading something and submitting it for publication. That's a big jump there, Christina. It's not even like you passed it to your best friend and was like, sorry, I thought it would be okay if she read it too because it was so good. You sent it in for publication.
Right. And that best friend happened to know somebody in the book business and was like, hey, you should check this out. And then it's the whole accidental, again, the whole, like the snowball going and everything with it that way. It's,
right.
And Alexis had her back. Alexis was like, so it's definitely Molly's call if her books gets released. And then Molly explained that it's not going to happen because she doesn't want to hurt Cody.
Right. And then Christina took it the next step and was like, here, Cody, I brought this over for you. Go ahead and read it. And he was like, I'm not reading that unless Molly gives it to me and asks me to read it or is published. And Christina's like, well, she's already mad at me. So what's one more thing for her to be mad at me about? Here you go. Just go ahead and read it because it's not going to get published because she wants to change the character of you. And her publicist said no.
So Cody is in book club.
Yes.
I am picturing it. Okay, so there is a movie called The Jane Austen Book Club, and there was one guy in it. So I need for this to happen.
Oh, geez.
But I love, like, he's in a book club so that way he can actually, and he was on the phone and they were talking about cosplay.
Yes.
And I guess, who was it? Mrs. Stockton from book club was telling him about how they do Jane Austen cosplay. And I mean, he's not even just like going to read it and be like, okay, I don't understand it. Like he is getting involved to know that he is doing the research to make sure that he's understanding the whole purpose of this book.
Right.
I think it is so cute.
He is very cute. I will give you that. He is very cute with his deep dive into what Molly was trying to get across as far as the character evolves with time. But yeah, he knows now that it's not going to get made into a book because Molly doesn't want to change the character. So we'll have to see him go persuade her to go ahead and get it published anyway, which is going to be super cute. I can't wait to see all that.
And the Jane Austen Book Club is also a book. I just haven't read the book. Oh, no. But I've read Jane Austen. So
yeah.
Where can we go from there?
Christina wasn't able to make it to Alexis's office, but Molly was whenever she broke the news to them that she had met with Mayor Collins, and Mayor Collins had said, oh, I decided you're going to be the new congressperson because Drew can't keep up his duties in his current state. And then at the same time, Sidwell is telling Willow that she needs to take on those duties because it's normal for spouses to just jump right in there. Who thinks that Willow is capable I mean, Drew didn't do a great job. So I guess maybe if that's our level of capability, sure, Willow could handle it. But when I think of a congressman, I couldn't just jump into that because my husband did it.
So it is not uncommon for the spouse to finish the
Yes.
term, like, and take the seat and everything. When Willow met Sidwell and she called him Mr. Sidwell, and he was like, I've told you before, call me Jens. My first instinct was he's who gave her the drug.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
My first instinct was,
Oh, I want to know how all that happened. That's great.
yeah. Because I mean, I wrote, oh my gosh, Willow got the drugs from Jens. And then it was like, oh no, he just is propositioning that she take over Drew's seat. And because she's a well-respected public figure. How do you think she's a well-respected public figure?
Right.
Because she fought leukemia, because she was came out of a cult, because she was the face of a nonprofit for a minute. Like,
Right.
she didn't finish her contract with the nonprofit. I think she canceled it, right?
Yes, exactly. She doesn't follow through with anything. So why do we think she's going to follow through with this?
And I loved Alexis being honest when she was talking to Suzanne and Molly about, I have been disbarred. am an alcoholic. I
Right.
have done all of these things. And they're like, yeah, and you've been honest about them and you've come back from them. And my biggest thing is, and Laura said it, she asked about Scout. And if Scout is the biggest concern right now and Scout is staying with Alexis,
Yeah.
where do we think Scout's going to go? Because one of the things that drove us crazy was Drew was trying to move Scout to Washington, D.C. Alexis
Mhm.
isn't going to leave and give Scout to Willow.
Well, maybe she sees, because of all that Drew didn't go to DC for, that she can also just stay in Port Charles and not do anything. And when she does have to go on business, then Molly or Christina can keep her.
Maybe this is how Molly gets her.
Maybe. That would be nice.
Willow goes to jail. Alexis goes to Congress. Scout goes to Molly.
Except for if Willow goes to jail, then Drew will get better.
I'm okay with that. I feel like Drew could make a comeback from this.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like this might be a lesson that he might have learned.
I don't know. I thought it was funny this week that as the kids are coming for their sleepover and whatever, that Alexis shows up there to make sure that everything goes smoothly and then says, oh, let me check on Drew because I want to see what to expect whenever I bring Scout to see him. And Drew's sitting there blinking his eyes a mile a minute, like, hey. And she's like, I know you're trying to tell me something, but I don't know what you're trying to tell me. I don't know how to help you. And I'm thinking, no, even if Alexis understood, she should be like, remember whenever you blackmailed me and wouldn't let me see my granddaughter? Sorry that you're sitting there and can't talk.
I don't think Alexis would do that to Scout, though.
She wouldn't.
So I was very surprised that Alexis was not. And Alexis knows that Willow did it.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised that she told Willow that he was
Yes.
obviously trying to tell her something. I didn't understand why she said that, but I could obviously understand.
She's like, I can't understand you, so I'm just going to leave. Bye.
Right. But I can understand why she was kind of like that, because I can't understand you and you can't write, so I don't know what to tell you. And you're not my favorite person because you kept my granddaughter from me. So I'm not going to put too much effort forward into figuring out what's wrong with you. But at the same time, since I know that your wife is crazy and tried to kill you, I'm not going to rat you out for the fact that you were trying to message me something.
But I feel like she is smart enough that she could have put two and two together to start asking questions for him to blink yes or no to.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay? No. Well, I know that Willow shot you. Is she trying to kill you in any other ways?
But then where would you go from there? Yes, she's trying to kill me. What, we're just going to go through a list?
She could figure something out. I really feel like this would have been, because also this is going to be something that Drew can now hold over her. I was trying to reach out to you and you just went, oh, bye.
I mean, he can, but he can use anything that he wants to over her because he's just
That's
evil.
true.
But I don't think that she was trying to be uncaring. I think she honestly was just like, dude, I don't understand. I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
That's the thing. Like, that's why I think I was more surprised that she was like, oh, all right, bye. Because it seemed like she did care enough to try to find out. So it's like, I feel like you could have asked a few more questions. And like you said, why did she tell Willow?
Yeah, that was weird.
And then watching Willow go back and forth between all this is, and then she goes and tells Nina that Sidwell wants her to take over Drew's seat. And Nina's all over it and is basically, it's almost the exact same list of, and here's what I can do for you that she gave to Drew.
Well, I did like that she remembered that she had done all that for Drew, because sometimes it feels like they forget that Drew just like popped into Congress one day and no one had anything that they did to facilitate that. He was just such a great guy. And I'm like, no, remember you introduced him to this guy using someone else's idea. He like impressed him, and now that's how he became congressman. So what are you going to have Willow? Like, if Willow tries to look at those same plans, she's not going to impress anyone because she's going to see that it has Jordan's name all over it, not his. And so what's she going to say other than, oh, yeah, I'm married to that guy, so I guess I should take his seat? I don't know.
Sidwell should get Jordan to take that seat.
Yes. And should actually do something good with it.
Yep.
That would be great.
That's
I'm
who,
surprised that that's not who Laura recommended.
Yeah. Well, but she knows that Jordan's working
with Sidwell,
with Sidwell for them, though. So she's not gonna rock that boat. Crazy, though, going to see Sidwell.
Yes. I loved it. She's like, I'll need a list of all the transactions that you've done and figuring out what you sent where. And he's like, it's fine. I don't mind handling it. And she's like, no, I mind you handling it. That's the point. Give me all of your papers. I want to see what you were putting out there, pretending like you were doing it on behalf of deception, because no thanks.
Yep. And they need to get back to where he's just supplying the zincite.
Yes. But he's not going to go for that. So, but I don't understand. Like, I still don't understand why they caused Maxie to have the heart attack, because was Maxie really that big of a part of the company that she was keeping him from being able to ship things under their name?
I think it had to do with, wasn't she, maybe it's because she's related to Mac?
Maybe. I guess that would make the most sense, because I don't see what position she could hold in the business that was enough to keep him from being able to do whatever he wanted to do. And if so, then why didn't he just kill her? Because now she's back, she would retake the position. And also, why was no one else asking these questions while she was in the coma?
Well, what was she doing right before that happened? Was she looking at, wasn't there something going on? Wasn't there something with the finances?
I thought she was just trying to make sure that what they got was like ethical, like whatever he was supplying came to them the right way, that he wasn't giving them
might have been
false stuff. Maybe, but I don't know.
I absolutely forget what she was doing.
I just feel like I don't know why. I mean, obviously I'm glad that he didn't, because I love Maxie and I don't want her dead, but I don't understand why he would just give her a heart attack and get her out of the way temporarily, because when she comes back, I'm assuming that in a few months at least, she's going to take her position back and start asking those same questions.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking by then they'd be too far in. Well, because at that time he didn't own the piers, and now he does.
Oh, that's true. Okay, thank you for that reminder.
I have no idea what that really has to do with his business, but I wonder if that might have had.
It probably did. Okay,
maybe
it probably did. Yep, I totally forgot about that.
I thought that Sidwell was going to possibly throw Pascal over the pier or the parapet.
You just want someone to get thrown over the parapet.
Not necessarily, but Pascal was telling Sidwell that Lucas overheard the conversation with Marco, and he thinks that Lucas is a liability. And Sidwell's like, listen, I hear what you're saying, but we're not interfering in the relationship. And if Lucas is a problem, I will console my son at his funeral.
Yes.
Ooh.
He's so evil.
He is. Because Lucas had told Carly at the Metro Court that she was right.
Yes.
And she was sad about being right.
I did feel bad for him there, because she was trying to stay on board. She's like, that was so nice of them to have me over, and we'll definitely have to do dinner. And he makes like not a joke, but something about her cooking. And she's like, no, silly, I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to try to kill somebody. And she's totally on board. And he's like, no. What I'm trying to get to is you don't want to do that, because it turns out you were right. Marco's working for his dad. And I was like, oh.
Because Marco asked him what he heard. And Lucas, I know I said it a couple weeks ago, but I really like Lucas. He was shaking, you know, and he called Marco out for manipulating him the whole time, and was like, so why are you threatening to kill Britt. Like, she's not my favorite person, but don't want her dead again. Like, not really saying that. And Marco's like, well, I risked everything to be with you because, why do you think I would bring you out here instead of us getting an apartment on the mainland or whatever? He's like, I'm risking everything by having you move in with us. And he'll give up everything with his father once he's done with this project.
Yeah. I'm not believing that.
No, because now this project doesn't make it. It no longer feels like it's just the vengeance for Natalia.
Right.
It's not mentioned anywhere because every now and again he throws in the Sonny Corinthos has to pay for my mom, but it's not anything to do with Britt.
Nope.
Anything to do with Anna.
Nope. That
we see it at this point.
Right. But I do feel like he would bring other stuff up if there was something. I mean, if you're trying to plead your case to your loved one that you don't want to leave you, then you say, listen, I have all these feelings because I was wronged here, and here. You don't just say one thing and let that hopefully explain all your bad behavior away. Not whenever Lucas heard everything he heard.
Right. Exactly.
So Margot needs to try harder.
Oh, and Sidwell spent Valentine's Day with both Ava and Lucy. And Lucy was telling him all about Sigmund.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, when we get there, Lucy used to have a duck.
411 all on Sigmund.
But then that art piece that Ava was procuring for him is available and ready for signatures. And so they go. And Lucy was going to stay and wait for her souffle. And then we never saw her again.
Nope.
But yeah, no.
I said it last week. It was just so gross and demeaning to both of those women. Like, all we have ever seen them be is strong, independent women. Yes, they have got tied up with the wrong men and been susceptible to heartbreak or whatever, but they have stood on their own 2 feet. They are not going to be like, sure, I'll share my Valentine's Day with someone that I can't even stand. Like, not that you want one man dating 2 women at the same time, but I can't even have a conversation with you because I don't like you so much. I'm certainly not sitting through dinner.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Oh, Willow turned in her resignation. We forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
And Liz was like, but, long-term care facilities are great. Turning Woods is great. And Willow, I think she's going to snap out, although we said this for the shooting thing, and it wasn't. That was intentional.
Right.
But she was getting very defensive she's like, no, I need to see this through with Drew. And Liz was like,
wording's weird.
Yeah, like that's a weird phrase to use. See this through? Like, is there an end date in mind?
Yeah, I want Nina to be the one to figure it all out and then call her out on it. Like, walk in on her injecting or find the meds or something, because she wants to believe that Willow's not bad so much, but she knows that she is. And so I want her to be the one to be like, Willow, seriously? You shot him and now you're drugging him? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
I know I'm your mom, but I can't stand by you while you do this. Oh, then Willow could kill Nina? My God, that'd be so crazy.
No. I know Nina drives us crazy, but no.
She does drive us crazy in a good way. But
we need her. We need her.
I could go for the struggle between the two of them. That Willow trying to drug her or something. I would be okay with that.
Nina walks in on her drugging Drew, and she accidentally gets stabbed with a syringe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Temporary. Something temporary.
Do I think that was
everything except for Friday?
Yeah. I thought it was as good as they could do.
I agree. I was happy with it because I would have wanted more, but I mean, unless we made this an everyday for the rest of our lives kind of thing, what more could you do?
Was bummed and understand, but bummed that Jonathan Jackson wasn't there. I really felt bad for Alexa Bruning Lulu because I have not researched her as an actress very much. I don't think I've ever read like an article or anything, so I don't know if she was maybe previously a fan of the show, but that
would make
was
sense.
A huge responsibility for her. I mean, I have no idea. She could have never watched the show a day in her life.
Right.
But I mean, I do feel like she was in another soap, right? Wasn't she in something? So I feel like in soap world, Luke and Laura. So you can understand the importance of Anthony Geary. And but you could tell everyone was remembering their personal friendship and interactions with. And so I'm kind of glad that I like that they centered it around that Lulu didn't get a chance to grieve her dad
Right.
and that she found a picture of him and that just kind of triggered something and she ran to Tracy. And so my first thought was, oh my gosh, this is when we had his funeral a few years ago. And I looked it up and it was January 21st, 2022. And I'm like, oh, so it's 4 years almost to the day. And then I remembered it was February.
Yes, it is.
We're not in January.
No, we're not.
So, but I like that. I like that she went to Tracy and, just said, I found a picture of my dad and Tracy was like, yeah, you haven't really had the opportunity to grieve your dad. Let's go. And so they went to the church. Lulu lit a candle and they're both sitting there like, this is weird. This is not what we should be doing. And so they went to the Brown Dog instead. And Tracy paid the janitor because she said later, the janitor, because
Yep.
I jumped to the conclusion that he was custodian janitor. And then I was like, no, that could have been the owner because he said, just don't let anyone else in. Don't make a mess, all that stuff. That is not his say.
Nope.
He has nothing to do. I mean, at least the times that I worked in restaurants, we had cleaners come in overnight.
Right. They're not supposed to, especially
They're not staff.
that they're drinking the alcohol. Like,
Right.
It wasn't like he said, okay, you paid me $500. I'll stick around and be your bartender and make sure that you're not destroying the place or drinking, top shelf, all of our alcohol or whatever. He was just like, yeah, make sure no one else comes in. See you later.
Right.
I didn't like that his jacket said Luke, like he was
And that it
supposed to.
never went anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't. That was the only part that I was like, I'm not sure why we're doing this, but I don't care for that. But I loved that.
And neither of them noticed.
Right. Yeah, it just felt weird. Yeah, I didn't like that. But I loved that it started with her finding that picture and then Sunny coming into Carly's and talking about, oh, Donna forgot her lunch or whatever, and sitting there was a coin from the Haunted Star, and then they got into all that. And then I love that they ended it with like everyone somehow ended up with a Haunted Star poker chip. That was cute.
I wish that we found out how they all got it though. How they all got the chip.
It's just the power of Luke. That was all. There wasn't any. I don't think there was any real explanation other than it was the power of Luke, giving them each something to remember.
And Aiden passed his driver's test, and apparently all he's talking about is cars. And Liz can't figure out where he gets it from, and she's like, "Oh, he gets it from his grandpa Luke."
Yes, yes, and I loved that at the end. Then Laura had said as she was leaving her office to her assistant, remind me to send my grandson his birthday money early because he's trying to save up for a car. And then whenever she got back at the end, the assistant was like, oh, I picked up a card for you. And then it had the same car as what they had been in. I loved that. Like that was like perfect attention to detail to bring it all together.
I just, when Laura was in the church remembering, I couldn't breathe. Like I was crying like that it hurt, but I wasn't making a noise. Like that you're just trying to,
yeah.
It was just so good.
It was really good. I was watching it in the car. And so as I had my headphones in. And so as I was crying, I was like, and I was waiting for Ryan to be like, are you okay? Why are you crying watching GH? And I was like, oh man, it was a lot. And I think it hit me, not that I wouldn't have cried anyway, but I think it hit me extra hard because earlier in February was the anniversary of my dad's death. And so seeing Lulu like go through that again, I was like, oh man, I was not ready for this. Whenever they said memorial, I just thought we're going to flash a bunch of pictures. I wasn't prepared for the storyline behind it. And I
agree. I thought we were going to get more of what that preview was and have the cast share their stories about Anthony Geary. I didn't think we were going to get another Luke storyline.
Right. So I was not prepared. I was not prepared for that. And I was good with all of it. I didn't like that at the end it didn't flash up in memory of, though. I thought that was weird. Okay. I was going to say, did I miss that?
Weird. I know they did it before. However.
Yeah, at the end of this whole episode about him.
Right.
I thought whenever Maurice came back on the screen after they had let the lanterns go, I thought that he was going to say something about Anthony, like Maurice talking about Anthony, not Sonny talking about Luke. And then it went into the gun storyline, which again, I was okay with. I would have also liked it if there was a little more personal. We're talking about how much we miss Anthony, not just Luke, because we did already get Luke's goodbye. So I don't know. Very sad, but I'm proud of you for making it through it. Good job.
Thank you. And I might be able to talk about it too.
Right?
I think it's because I recovered from the crying and we're recording the same day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but then, so they did that. Hold it. We're missing. Oh, Sunny had gone to Carly's because Donna had left her lunch.
Yes.
And that's where they found the haunted star chip. And she was so cute. She's like, you better take that or else it's going to have glitter all over it pretty soon. And he said that he found some while he was unpacking for the new house. So I'm like, okay, that sounds great.
Right.
And then did you notice that when Laura was talking, it was the old theme song was playing in the background?
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, okay.
It was the super slowed down.
Okay.
And then she went to Bobby's and thanked Carly for keeping it up. Okay. They cannot add and Luke to the name.
No, they can't.
I think it's happening though. I think it's good. And I don't want it. I want Luke's club back.
Mm-hmm.
Have Lulu start up Luke's club. I think we just talked about this. Oh,
they could have her and Christina run it. That would be perfect.
Yep.
No, I don't want Luke's name on it. I thought whenever Carly was flipping through the menus, like stacking them up, that one of them was going to be an old Ruby's one. And I was like, oh, and then it wasn't.
So I was so thankful to have that scene where Laura was remembering talking to Luke in the kitchen. But I thought for sure we were going to get Luke, Bobby, and Ruby scene. I really, really thought we were going to, and we didn't. And that's okay. But
that would have been bittersweet though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't want the name changed. I want them to open up Luke's, make it a music place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love that Tracy shared about their relationship and about how it was so messed up. And then it became like such a great love.
Man, she has aged beautifully, but at the same time, she was so young in those clips. Oh my gosh. I was not prepared for that.
Well, look at Laura too, though.
Yeah, but Laura, I think you see, like, I know that Tracy's been on longer, but I think that we see more younger pictures of Laura because they do reflect on Luke and Laura more. And so I'm like used to those pictures of her. But for Tracy, although I did see it at the time, seeing it now, I was like, holy cow, wow. Wow. I don't want to admit that it was that long ago, okay? It makes me feel old.
And then Liz got a text, and the nurse's name is Emma. Come on. If someone has a name for 2 seconds of a scene, give them a different name.
Right.
But whatever. She joins them at the Brown Dog. And at first I was like, seriously, Liz is not sharing a story? But then later on we see after they let the lanterns out that, by the way, they got those pretty quick. But that's a whole other, we're suspending belief for the soap opera.
Well, wasn't that who Tracy texted?
Yeah, but still.
I mean, she has staff. Someone will find something for her.
Do you know where to go buy those?
I have some in my closet, so I would pull them out of my closet, but not enough for everyone, so I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't. I don't know where to buy them, and I don't have any. I don't feel like they're at Walmart, but...
Probably not.
So when Liz got home, there was a blueberry muffin sitting there with a little note from Aiden because he loves her. But then also it was on top of a car magazine. So what's this really about, Aiden? But she remembered the time that she made Luke brownies and thought that she could make him laugh or something because she was wearing like her little Santa elf outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to see them remember that. And then I liked how they had Lulu watch him walking off into the fog, which, by the way, guys, is at the time was Pier 54.
Right.
And the pier that they were on is now Pier 55. However, at the time of all of that, that used to be, and that was where he gave him the gun too. It was Pier 54 when he gave him the gun.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could be wrong about that, but Laura was the only one who knew what his actual favorite drink was, which I thought was so interesting. And it was whiskey because Lulu and Tracy couldn't remember if it was scotch or rum. And I love them like switching the glasses and they were like, oh, this is god awful, but we're going to drink it anyway. Like I drank a beer at a friend's dad's memorial and I don't drink beer, but I drank it for him.
Right.
And I was like, that's the only reason I would do it
is
for that reason. But I like that they showed that. I like that they showed it because that was Luke Spencer's last clip, but I don't like it because I know that Anthony Geary didn't want Luke Spencer walking off into the fog.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer. But I like how they had her remembering and having Luke talking to her without having to redo this, like to CGI the scene or something. They did
Yeah.
it like back in the 80s when we would watch things and you would have the little thing above the person's head, like off to the side, remembering. I guess they did it in the 90s too, but they just did like the split screen. And I really liked that they had him
Yeah.
talking to her. That picture better stay there and that chip better stay there too.
Right? That's exactly what I thought too. If come Monday that's not on that mantle, I'm going to be so mad.
Yep. And Tracy talked to Lila and said, like, we sure know how to pick them. And then she had some more memories and she said that she would do it all over again.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought that I'm actually very surprised at myself for not crying right now.
I'm very proud of you. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was. When Jeannie Francis said, it doesn't make sense that you're not on this earth anymore. Like something, whatever it was like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I wish that we had gotten some of the cast members, but also I like that they didn't just have anyone who ever had a scene with him. It was just
right.
The core.
Yeah. I do agree that they could have had Lucky, like we say all the time, Lucky call in or something. Like,
yeah.
Even if it would have just been Liz calling him to be like, hey, we're talking about cars. Do you have any input? It's real funny. I talked to your mom today and she said that it reminded her of your dad, and him just give, a small story of, I remember whenever he was teaching me how to drive or something, anything.
That is exactly what I thought Laura was going to say. I thought that Laura was going to say something about, it sounds like Lucky at that age and this is what Luke did. And,
yeah,
I'm glad that we got it.
Yes, it was better than what we thought we were going to get. And it definitely took more time, effort, and energy than we originally thought they were going to give. And like I said, I mean, I know they can't just continually do one every week or whatever, which is really what would require it to feel like enough. But they did. I don't know. I'll give them a 92%.
92. Okay. That works. I guess that just brings us into reality check.
Reality check. My week was still really pretty boring. I'm like the most boring person on earth lately. But I hung out with Matt for a little bit. We were working on a puzzle, his girlfriend and me and Madeline, because everyone keeps telling me that puzzles are relaxing. And for Christmas, I bought Madeline a puzzle because people told me that, but it was a Stranger Thing puzzle. So it's like primarily black. And so my sister and Matt's girlfriend were like, no, that is not the puzzle you start with. That is not relaxing. And so
it's a 500 piece that has like the picture of cats on it.
That's exactly what they told me. 500 pieces, lots of colors. So Aldi's last week had a bunch of puzzles for like $7. So
nice.
I bought one, and I originally picked up one and sent them a picture, and they told me no, I still couldn't have that one either. So I picked the one that they told me to pick, and then I took it over to Matt's and made Julie help us with it. So we got partway done. We're not completely done, but they're gone this weekend. It's her niece's birthday. So they were going there for that. So that was nice. And then this weekend is Madeline's dance competition. So earlier today, we got her solo done, and they did really well. They had the high overall score. And, I complain about how much time this takes up and how expensive it is and how much I hate it. But seeing her get the award and her cute little smile, and she was so happy, I was like, okay, this is why I do all this crap. Now I remember. So we will see.
I love that she was so excited to tell me too.
Yes.
That was so sweet.
It was funny. We walked in the house and she was like, did you tell Shannon? And I was like, I sent her the picture because I was reminding her where I was. And she was like, oh, you're so mean. I wanted to tell her. And I was like, you can still explain it to her. She will listen to you. But yes, I sent the picture to we have a group chat of me and Ryan and the kids. I had sent the picture before they were even off stage to our group chat and to her dad. So yeah, of course I sent it to Shannon too. So, but yeah, hopefully the rest of the weekend will be as good to her. She's excited. So I will be whining that I'm exhausted come Sunday from driving back and forth, but hopefully a good exhaustion. So
Yeah.
How about you?
Kind of the same. Not a whole lot going on. My daughter did get accepted into that independent living program
Yeah.
thing. So orientation's on Monday. And then the week after that is when they start the like 3 times a week stuff. So we'll just see how it goes. Like they're just working on the curriculum. And yeah, I didn't think she was not going to, but the Monday night session is from 5:30 to 7:30. And she has therapy every other Monday at 5. And so we had to check with her therapist, like, can we? And the second that we told her, she's like, yep, we will find another day and time. We will figure this out. So, the organization reached out and was like, hey, did you get a chance to talk to your therapist? Will you be able to make this work? And yep. So,
hey.
Yeah. Other than that, kids are at their dad's for the weekend and we're getting ready for our trip. So
I'm jealous. You're abandoning me again. I'm jealous.
I know. And it's your birthday. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
I didn't get to plan this.
I've told you the story of my sister getting married the day after my birthday, and now you plan these exotic trips to my birthday. It's not very kind of you guys.
I'm not the planner. All right. So we're boring, but it's not boring. Faison.
Tune in again next week to hear us discuss, is he alive? Is he not? Again.
Now, wouldn't that be something? Because didn't that happen? I was away last year. Oh, we thought that Lucky and Liz were going to kiss, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be something if, while I'm away, Faison comes back?
No, I'm not doing it. I'll be like, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not speaking on this period until Shan gets back because this is absurd.
You guys can do a little bit of everything except for...
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so guys, next week's recap is going to be Amanda and Ryan.
Yep.
So we'll figure it out. If Faison is somehow back, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's not going to be back. He's dead.
But in the meantime, we're going to talk about him in 1999 to 2000-ish.
So with that, have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.